So this is the first of the Python iteration tasks. As you can see here, what we've got is in grey. We've got lines in grey which start with the hash symbol, so that means it's a comment, and the tasks are written in there. There's one there, there's another one right here, and then down the bottom here we have some sections here, and it's all indicated by the comments. So it's very, very important that you read the comments. So task 1, add comments to explain which code is in the loop and will be repeated. Explain the circumstances in which the loop will run. So this line of code here, we can tell it's a line of code because there's no hash symbol at the start of it. Answer equals input, what is capital Norway. That is not in the loop. While answer is not equal to Oslo, print try again. And then what is the capital Norway? That is code in the loop. So this is this code is in the loop. And I'm going to copy that line, that comment, and I'm going to put it on this line here and this line here. And then this line of code, this is not in the loop. Now that's task 1 done. So we're on to task 2. It says add a line of code below that asks the user for a number less than, it should say less than 10. Save the number in a variable called num1. And then it says look at line 5 above. So I look at line 5 above. Here's line 5. Answer equals input, what is capital Norway. So I'm guessing answer is the variable, and I've been told to call my variable num1. And then it says I'm going to put an equal sign. I'm going to put the keyword input, which means we're going to ask the user for something. And then inside the brackets and inside speech marks, I'm going to say enter a number less than 10. And that's that done. So I've done what that's asked me to do there. Then it says while num1 is greater than 10, and then the comment says inside the loop add 2 lines of code. The first line tells the user they guessed wrong. The next line asks the user to enter another number. Now it's saying here while number is greater than 10, so I'm going to say, so this code inside this loop is going to run only if the number they enter is bigger than 10. So what I'm going to do, first line, if you look in the presentation that goes with this PowerPoint, it does explain this, but what we're going to do is we're going to press enter. I'm going to put a new line in. Then very importantly, I want the code inside the loop to be indented. So I press the tab button on the keyboard and I'm going to type in print incorrect answer. If you look at lines, if you look at these lines here, got a pretty good hint right there because the code's going to be pretty much very, very similar. And then in here, I can take this line of code here that I wrote before, and I can copy that in. So it's going to ask the person to enter another number. And we can test this very easily if I press the run button. First of all, it's going to ask me over on the right hand side here, what's capital Norway? I'm just going to type in Oslo. Press enter. This is incorrect again. That's because I typed space Oslo. This time I typed Oslo, and it says correct. Enter a number less than 10. Let's try and enter number 9, and it carries on. I've got the error because the code down here, because we've got some stuff going on down here. I missed something out here. This is actually telling me, as you can see, it says here, not supported because instances of strut and int. And it says it doesn't like this line of code here, and that's because it's taken what I typed in. And although I typed in a 9, I need to put a space. If I put a colon after my enter and a space, then it will leave a gap between the text and the line of code that I'm entering. But very importantly, what I've got to do is I've got to take my response here, and I've got to turn that into a number, and I do that by typing an int in front of it, like this. And then on this line of code down here again, I need to take what I've typed in and need to turn it into an integer, into a number, and then it will be able to compare what I've typed in with the test that we're doing. So let's try that again. Press run. So what's capital Norway? It's Oslo. And I press enter, and it says enter a number less than 10. I'm going to type in 9, and then program finishes. If I let's start that again. Put some spaces up here. So what is capital Norway? It's Oslo still. enter a number bigger than less than 10. I'm going to enter 11. And it says incorrect answer, enter a number that's less than 10. So I'm going to enter 10. And it ends. And there we go. So I've done that task there now. So now here, add a line of code here that tells you they guess right. So all I want to do is I want to simply say print, well done, you guessed right. Not the best English, but you know, there we go, it'll do. So that's like this line of code here. And again, it's a good idea to run that and check it. It's still Oslo, it's still the capital of Norway. I'm going to enter a number less than 10. I'm going to type a 1. Well done, you guessed right. So there we go, that works. Now, task number 3, write a program that stores a secret number in a variable. You decide the number and the name of the variable. The user needs to ask. The user needs to ask to guess the correct number. You should loop until they get it right. Once the user's guessed correctly, give them a congratulations message. Well, the hint here is this code is going to look very, very similar to the lines we've just written and the lines earlier on in the program. So we're going to have a secret number. So I'm going to call my number secret. And I'm going to say it's 17. Then I'm going to make number equal to 17. Then I'm going to say guess equals input what is my number, and I'll let the user enter their guess. And then I'm going to say while guess is not equal to secret, we're going to tab in, and we're going to say I'm going to say guess is input. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a message out to them and say bad luck, they got it wrong. So I say print. So I'm going to write a message out to the screen. Bad luck, you guessed incorrectly. And then we ask them to enter their number. In fact, I'm just going to copy this line of code here because it's going to be exactly the same. And there we go. And I could run that. And then afterwards, we come out the loop. I want to tell them they got it right. So I say print, well done. You guessed my number. Now, slight problem here. And we'll see this when we run it. We start it off and it's going to say, what's capital and all? And notice that it's saying that I've got invalid syntax here, and that is because after while statements like this one here, we have to have a colon after them. And if you look down here, I've missed out my colon. So if I put my colon in and I run it again, it's fixed that error. So it's going to ask me what the capital of Norway is. So I type in Oslo, press enter. It says enter a number less than 10. I'm going to enter 1. We go past that and it says, what? Now we're going to do the secret number. What's my number? I think it's number 13. And we're going to get an error. Bad luck, you guessed wrong. I type in 17 and it says, bad luck, you guessed incorrectly. I type in 17 because that's what the number is. And it says you guessed incorrectly. And what's going on is, I'm going to stop the program there, is that this here is a number in numeric format. And when a user types something in, if you remember, we enter text. So guess is a piece of text and it's saying is guess in number format, and in text format, sorry, the same as secret, which is in number format. So what I want to do is I want to take what the user's entered and turn that into integer format. I do that using the int function. So int, open brackets, and then close brackets at the end. And I'm going to need to do the same down here, where they re-enter the value if they got it wrong. The help message is inconveniently getting in the way. So now if I press run start, we'll see if that works. I enter 1, 17, and it says 111. You guessed my number. So we've completed that program now.